Hey, music fans, of course, in particular, rock fans, welcome to the Musical People and Journeys show, MPJ. This is a single album review. It's taken from our main show, where we review a whole bunch of albums, and this month is pretty exciting. We've got the likes of Kasabian, Five Finger Death Punch, Machine Head, Panic at the Disco, Silversun Pickups, Muse, and I promise you some really cool surprises of bands that you've never heard of, because it's all part of the journey. So please go and check out our YouTube channel if you enjoy the show, and check out more reviews, and of course the old YouTube plea. Please like and subscribe, and please enjoy. Thanks very much. So let me tell you who is pulling into the car park in their pickup trucks. It's only Silversun! Whoa! Silversun Pickups! Yes, people! They have arrived and they're taken to the stage. And who better than to introduce them than our very own Silversun Pickup fan? Paul! Tell us all about one of your favourite bands.
Yeah, okay. I've followed Silversun Pickups since their first single release, Lazy Eye. After watching them on Jules Holland's show back in 2006, their alt or modern rock style, and the fact they start a track in one direction, and before you know it, you've ended up in a totally different zone, wondering how you got there and what the hell happened. Just like every previous album they've released before, I disliked physical thrills on the first listen. Then on repeated listens, certain tracks jump out, and then they hit the playlists and so forth. Even so, I still feel that the album takes at least 4 tracks before it gets to a place I want to listen to mostly. From Sacred to Scared Together to Stay Down for me is a zone of tracks that I need pickups to be jamming out. Which means that the album is too bloated for my tastes. So I did enjoy it an awful lot, and I probably will keep on going back to it to enjoy it even further. But for me, it wasn't one of their best experiences.
Talk about a good experience, Dave.
This was a band that I feel like I've heard of so many times, and I've heard sort of individual tracks of theirs which I've enjoyed. So I was really quite excited to listen to this, and I've never been so disappointed in all my life. Style-wise, I just felt it was all over the place. And there just wasn't anything I really ended up enjoying about it. Just not something I'd ever go back to, I don't think. I'm really quite disappointed.
Now, talking about disappointment. Hey, Trish! Were you disappointed, Trish?
Oh, God, I love your introductions. Okay. Silversun Pickups' 6th studio album. This is a sort of album that you'll want to experience perhaps through a pair of high-quality headphones or maybe while out walking. There are 2 or 3 songs that stand out as having potential mass market appeal, like Scared Together and Hidden Moon. But this really isn't that kind of album to appeal to a mass market. It's easy listening, but Marmite, you're going to love it or you're going to hate it.
Wow. Okay. Well, talking about either loving or hating, Ian.
I really wanted Silversun Pickups to mean something, like it was a certain type of guitar pick or something, or a conductor on the guitar that picks up the. No, it's literally just a name, and I thought it sounds really cool, and physical thrills. I'm like, oh, this is going to be cool. Fell flat physically, and it definitely wasn't a thrill. 100%. A lot of the tracks were like the soundtracks to Netflix own series or films that you get from there, or would be really suited. Have you ever done that thing where you watch a horror film and put a different track on top of it to the music? And this would be like the 90s horror road trip teen film type soundtrack there. I found it monotonous and repetitive, and I wish it was something I'd like, because I wouldn't mind if it was monotonous and repetitive, but I just didn't like it at all. So I'm with Dave on this one. Just it's not something I think I'm ever going to listen to again.
Okay, so it's really interesting, isn't it? Because when I've listened to, but there's a few tracks have gone in because we enter our little song contest and stuff. There's a few tracks that have come in from Silversun, which are in the style of Southern American rock. And I love my Southern American rock, and I've got more and more into it. If it's done well, it's done well. And Silversun Pickups have done tracks of that sort of genre, and I, like Dave, I was super excited to kind of listen to it. I thought, oh, okay, if these guys are going to expertise in this, and this could be something that's really good. And of course, it was nothing like that. And the problem with this album is that it's a mixture. It's a mixed album, and I agree with everything you guys have said. It's almost like it's an interesting mix of prog rock and indie rock. Really, there's a mixture in there. And the problem with this album is, if you like indie rock, you're going to love some of the tracks. And Trish is right. Scared Together and System Error, for example, are really quality tracks. And after the third listen, I ended up, because I really couldn't get into the prog rock side of things, and they changed the vocals. Once there was either the female lead vocalist and the male lead vocalist, and every time she came on, I ended up going skip. And you go through this album, and because when we rate an album, we rate it like want to listen to the whole thing again. And I'm going through the album going, I like that track, skip, like that track, oh, skip, like that track, next one, skip. And it was almost like this roller coaster of a ride for me that was up and down, up and down, up and down. But the stuff that was good was really good. And then the prog rock side of it was meandered. So the album definitely has an identity crisis. Now maybe that's intentional. Maybe they were looking to explore, different paths and different ways of creating music. Maybe they didn't want to become stuck in that Southern, American rock kind of genre, and be stereotyped in that. So maybe they were experimenting. But I think they definitely have an identity crisis here. And my advice is stick to what you're good at, and you are really good at that indie kind of rock, kind of with that Southern American scent or style or vibe to it. I think when you do that, you're sensational. But ditch the female thing and get off the prog rock thing, because it wasn't good. And I think people who like prog rock will also love and hate it, because they might not go with the other side of things as well. So I think, and I agree with Trish, I think commercially this is going to struggle. But who knows? Who knows from that side of things? Overall, I kind of enjoyed the album, but it was just frustrating for me on a personal level. But there we go. Right, okay. So, Paul, ratings?
3.5 from me.
Dave?
0.5 out of 5.
Trish?
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. Ian?
1 out of 5 from me.
It was a 3 out of 5 for me as well. So there we go. So 9.5, 10, 11. Well, at least you're not in the. You've got double figures, guys. You've got double figures. So that's the kind of important thing here as well. So who's next? We've got 2 more acts. We're headed towards the headline act. So let's go and find out the will of the people.